Welcome back to my channel. Today is the last day of the Draw Calyrex Dark Horse event, and since I have 80 draw tickets, I will use them all. After that, I will review it and make a build guide to make it strong. However, because my resources are limited, I will only get it to 4 stars for now. I will get more stars later because I need to save diamonds for Groudon. As for Kyurem, maybe I will get it later and make a guide for it afterward. I have been going through a long period of lost connection, so I could not log into the game much. That is why I do not have many resources and do not have as many Pokemon players on the same server, so it is difficult to make accurate guides. Later on, I will try to get more Pokemon so everything can be more complete. Before starting the video, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to wait for more interesting videos about Pet Summon Global. All right, now let's get started. I forgot to tell you that sometimes the game will not let you log in because they are updating it. The best way is to wait a little and then download the latest version. I will leave the game download link in the pinned comment so you can download it more easily. All right, now we'll go deeper into the numbers and how they shape Calyrex Dark Horse on the battlefield. Calyrex in its Dark Horse Shadow Rider form stands out completely with two extremely impressive stats. SP.ATK, and speed. With a base SP.ATK of 165 and a base speed of 150, it is clear that this Pokemon is designed to be a special attack nuker, a main magical damage dealer operating at the highest speed. This allows Calyrex to act before most opponents, applying important battlefield control effects with its ultimate skill before the enemy can react. From these stats, we can make important decisions about its nature. My current nature is Bashful, a neutral nature that does not increase or decrease any stat. However, to maximize its role as a damage dealer, we need to change its nature. Modest is the top recommended choice because it increases SP.ATK by 10% and only reduces PATK by 10%, a stat that Calyrex barely uses. In addition, if your team needs absolute speed to ensure Calyrex always moves first, you can consider the Timid nature, which increases speed by 10%. No matter which option you choose, make sure you are increasing SP at ATK or speed and reducing PATK to optimize combat performance. Next is effort value allocation. Because Calyrex Dark Horse is a high-speed nuker, EV distribution must also follow the principle of maximizing these two stats. Put all EV into SP.ATK and speed. This strengthening ensures Calyrex not only possesses powerful magical damage, but is also fast enough to dominate skill rotation right from the first turns. If possible, you can use all your coins to max everything since this game seems to have no limits. Finally, for individual value, your top priority must always be SP and speed. If you can, try to get perfect IVs for these two stats to reach the maximum power threshold, creating a solid foundation for Calyrex Dark Horse to carry your team. To truly master Calyrex Dark Horse, we need to understand how its complex skill set interacts. Starting with its strongest move, the ultimate skill, Phantom Knight Starfall. This is a wide area magical damage attack that targets one row of enemies with a massive damage ratio of 320% SP.ATK. What makes this ultimate special is the Soul Drain effect. When Soul Drain is applied to the main target, its soul is separated. This soul cannot be selected as a target. It disables the enemy's passive skills, and most importantly, all damage, debuffs, and control effects are transferred from the soul to the enemy's body, while healing effects are prioritized for the soul. This makes Calyrex a uniquely powerful control and pressure tool, making it difficult for the opponent to support the affected target. Furthermore, after using the ultimate, Calyrex also gains 10% damage reduction and a small boost to its defensive stats, helping it survive longer. Moving to the Shadow Raid skill, this is a versatile tool for both offense, defense, and team support. Shadow Raid deals 180% SP.ATK single target damage, then grants Calyrex the stealth state, making it untargetable for one turn except for area damage. More importantly, it establishes a soul link between the attacked enemy and another psychic ghost-type ally. This mechanic allows you to transfer damage your ally receives to the linked enemy, while transferring healing the enemy receives to your ally. This is an excellent defensive support mechanic used to protect your main damage dealer or to add indirect damage pressure on the enemy. For the basic attack Ghostfire Meteor, although it is a simple skill, it plays a role in maintaining consistent damage because it grants Calyrex the SP.ATK 2 buff, increasing SPK by 10% for 2 turns. This means even without using its main skills, Calyrex can still strengthen its magical power. Finally, we cannot ignore the passive skill, Centaur Unity, the true tactical core of Calyrex. This passive provides multiple strategic benefits. Calyrex gains lifesteal from the healing of other psychic ghost-type allies. Notably, it gains permanent stacks of 5% SP.AK and damage reduction whenever a non-summoned unit is defeated, up to 30% for both stats. This helps Calyrex scale significantly as the battle goes on. And most importantly, at 6-star unlock, basic attacks while in stealth become Nether Strike, allowing it to ignore shields and barriers, ensuring consistent damage throughout the fight. With the combination of powerful control from Soul Drain, defensive utility, and damage transfer from Soul Link, alongside permanent scaling from its passive, Calyrex Dark Horse is a Pokémon with incredibly deep strategic potential. To turn Calyrex Dark Horse from a powerful nuker into a true super carry, fully utilizing its potential and star bonus is essential. Let's start with the potential tree, where upgrades make a huge difference in speed and damage. Among the potentials, there are two passive nodes we must prioritize above all. The first is Charge Rage. This skill provides an extremely important rage recovery mechanic. When using a non-ultimate skill, there is a 60% chance to restore 40 rage for Calyrex. With its high speed, Calyrex can trigger this effect continuously, helping it build rage very quickly to unleash the ultimate Phantom Knight Starfall earlier than the opponent, gaining control advantage right from the start of the battle. The second is Violent Assault. This skill increases damage and armor penetration during the first 2 turns of the fight. Combined with its natural speed, Violent Assault ensures Calyrex can deal an explosive amount of shock damage as soon as the battle begins. Of course, we should also prioritize basic potential nodes that directly increase SP.ATK to strengthen its magical power. Now let's look at the star bonus milestones, where Calyrex gains permanent stat upgrades. The X3 and X8 star milestones grant significant SP.AK growth percentages, reinforcing its role as a damage dealer. However, the higher star milestones are what truly change the playstyle. The X11 milestone grants 15% damage reduction, and the X12 milestone increases control immunity rate by 15%. These 2 milestones are extremely important because once Calyrex already has enough damage, survivability and resistance to control effects become the key factors that determine its long-term presence on the battlefield. But perhaps the most valuable upgrade is the ultimate enhancement at 11 stars. After reaching this milestone, Calyrex's ultimate not only deals damage and applies Soul Drain, but also delivers additional piercing damage and, most importantly, adds the Starfall effect, draining 40 rage from 3 random enemies. This wide area rage drain makes Calyrex one of the strongest rage control tools in the game, slowing the ultimate timing of the entire enemy team, while Calyrex continuously regenerates rage to reuse its ultimate, creating an endless loop of control. After optimizing every stat and personal skill, the final step in building Calyrex Dark Horse is placing it into the perfect combat environment, starting with activating its bonds. The bond system provides permanent stat boosts, so we must prioritize bonds that increase magical damage and survivability. Bonds like Netherfield and Roaming Knight both grant a 15% SP.AK increase, making them top priorities to strengthen Calyrex's role as a primary damage dealer. Additionally, activating bonds that increase HP and critical rate is also important, helping Calyrex become both stronger and more stable in longer battles. Next is team selection. Calyrex Dark Horse is a psychic ghost-type Pokémon, and its passive Centaur Unity interacts strongly with allies of the same type. Specifically, when other psychic ghost-type allies receive healing, Calyrex gains a lifesteal effect, increasing its sustain and durability. At the same time, its Shadow Raid skill also prioritizes establishing Soul Link with a psychic ghost-type ally, allowing you to redirect damage that ally receives onto the enemy. Therefore, the ideal team for Calyrex should include supporters or healers from these two types. Support Pokemon with strong healing capabilities will not only keep your team healthy, but also indirectly heal Calyrex through its passive. A flexible frontline with psychic ghost-type allies that can provide additional damage or control will also allow Calyrex to fully utilize unique mechanics like Soul Link, turning support Pokemon into indirect sources of damage on the enemy. In short, building your team around psychic and ghost-type support Pokemon is the key to unlocking Calyrex, Dark Horse's full strategic potential. And that brings us to the end of exploring every aspect needed to build Calyrex, Dark Horse, into a destructive force in Petsamon. To summarize, here are the key points you need to remember when bringing this Pokemon into battle. Calyrex Dark Horse is a high-speed special attack nuker, with its ultimate role being battlefield control using its Soul Drain ultimate and dealing massive damage. To achieve maximum power, make sure to follow this build. Nature. Prioritize Modest to increase SP.ATK, or Timid if you need absolute first turn speed. Effort value EV. Max out SP.ATK and speed. Potential. Focus on activating Charge Rage to accelerate ultimate usage and Violent Assault to maximize early game damage. Star Unlock. Aim for 11 star to unlock the wide area Rage Drain capability of the ultimate, turning Calyrex into a master of rage control. Once optimized, Calyrex can single-handedly turn the tide of battle by disabling enemy carries with Soul Drain, protecting allies with Soul Link, and continuously scaling through its passive. Pairing Calyrex with Psychic or Ghost-type teammates is the key to taking full advantage of its unique support mechanics. Don't hesitate to experiment and make adjustments that fit your own team. Thank you for watching this in-depth Calyrex Dark Horse build guide. If you found this information helpful, remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss upcoming S+ Pokemon build guides. Leave a comment below and let me know your favorite nature and team comp for Calyrex. See you in the next video.